What up? This is Rama Screen, and in the anticipation of Assault on VA-33, which arrives in select theaters April 2 and on demand and on digital April 6, I'm here talking with one of the stars of this new film and one of my favorite action stars, Michael Jai White. How are you, Michael?
I'm great. And yourself?
Good. Thank you for taking the time. I've been a big fan of yours for many, many years. I've seen many of your action movies. I think the most recent one was Triple Threat. That fight scene with
Okay.
Eco was so awesome.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
let,
Yeah.
let me let me ask you this then. When you play a character like Chief Malone in this movie, was it kind of refreshing for you to take a break from all the punching and the kicking, or did you feel like an unscratchable itch or the aching to do so the entire time shooting it?
Oh no, no, no. I enjoyed the direct acting roles. It's like a little vacation, you know. So yeah, and especially like I was almost a cop anyway, and so I got
Mm.
a chance to play something that I almost wanted to do for a living, and so I it's a joy for me.
So wait, before you decided to become an actor, you once considered being a cop?
I was almost a cop. I was 2 days away from going to the academy, and
Wow.
since then, for a lot of years, I've been a position to go to join the reserve for LA. But almost every time the reserve classes were starting, I had a movie that I had to do. So yeah, so that's something that's kind of in my blood. I've got a brother, and a lot of family members who are police officers.
Awesome, awesome. You've worked also with a lot of fellow action stars over the years. Was this your first collabo with Sean Patrick Flanery? And what was that experience like?
Yes, it is. I've been a fan of his for a while, and I love his most recent movie. I mean, man, why? I, what I don't love is how my memory doesn't doesn't serve me. Was a born a
Born
champion?
a champion, yeah, born a
Yeah,
champion.
born a champion. That thing, he did such a great job in that. He's an actor and martial artist. He's been doing jujitsu at a high level for a long time. So I'm a big fan of who he is.
You had jujitsu background as well. Are you on the same level as Sean's, skill wise?
Well, I don't know. We haven't competed against each other, but I think he's a little deeper into jujitsu than I was. I mean, I started with Japanese jujitsu. I think he's been. I've done Brazilian jujitsu, but not to the level that he has.
Let me ask you a bird's eye view question. Which one do you think is the most beneficial for an action film production? If they cast an actor and then train that actor to pretend fight like Liam Neeson, or if they cast an actual fighter who can also act, which one do you think would be the wisest choice?
Wow. See, that gets a little bit tricky because there are certain action movies that don't require very much acting, and for that, then you'd have the martial artists. But uh, personally, like a lot of the actors um, doing the martial arts, as long as they're not having to do it at a high level, I like the actors doing like more hand to hand combat type of fighting.
Hmm.
I would I would suggest the actor. If it was more realistic fighting type of stuff. But yeah, it's a little tricky. But when you have an actor who does not know how to do martial arts, and it's a highly intense martial arts, fight scenes, I hate that when all of those cuts are happening, and good and damn well you're not seeing any. When the whole fight scene is created in the editing room, I that gets on my nerves. I turn it off. It's just disrespectful to me.
I
Yeah.
totally agree. I'm on your
Yeah.
side on that one. Um, Michael, I interviewed you a decade ago, but over the phone, and I also interviewed you on the red carpet a few years ago. And I always bring this up because whenever I meet you, because as fun as Black Dynamite animated series was, it was enjoyable. I kept asking you because I was a fan of the original one. When are we gonna get the live action sequel to Black Dynamite? Dynamite. Should we keep our fingers crossed, or have you completely moved on from Black Dynamite?
No, I haven't completely moved on. I swear to you, I had a very important call involving that a half an hour ago. So I think you're going to see that this year.
Anything else?
Yeah,
Nothing more?
and the resurrection of the cartoon as well.
Oh, you're bringing back the cartoon as well.
I think that wouldn't be this year, but because it takes a while to get them situated. Animation takes a minute, but I think we're going to be doing the sequel to Black Dynamite in very, very soon.
All right, I'll take
Yeah.
your word for it, man.
Yeah.
As a fan of martial arts who've been following your career over the years, and I'm not gonna relitigate your comment about who can beat you, Bruce Lee or you, and since you already clarified that, you already settled that. But
Yeah.
I was wondering if I could get your opinion, and I don't think you've shared this before, about that Tarantino movie a couple of years ago. Us in the Asian community, we worship Bruce Lee. So what the idea of Brad Pitt smacking him around like some kind of paper bag, some of us in the Asian community take offense to that. What is your stance on that controversy? Do you think Tarantino should not have done such a depiction of Bruce Lee? Was that in poor taste?
I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it because of, you got an icon like that, and yeah. From what I've heard was he was either going to do that with Bruce Lee, or if it wasn't Bruce Lee, it was going to be with Jim Brown, which to me is even crazier to me. And with Jim Brown still alive, and he's Quentin. I think he was using dramatic license, as in even the actual storyline didn't depict what of the actual events, but to kind of defame someone who was so amazing like Bruce Lee, I wasn't happy about that at all. Because I think it kind of brings about an arrogance and kind of almost like you can call it possible white supremacy that was on display. That I wasn't crazy about. But you can package it up in any kind of way you want. But I think there's arguments to what I'm saying.
Thank you for sharing that thought. Our time is running out, but I gotta ask you this final question. As you know, Jamie Foxx is playing the new Spawn. I grew up in the 90s, so I'm a big fan of your version of Spawn. So what do you hope to see in this new reboot by Jamie Foxx? And what is your advice to Jamie as he steps into Al Simmons' shoes?
I'm sorry, I've been hearing this for years, long enough for them to have made the movie already. And it's still, I don't believe, in the works, so Todd McFarlane has been saying he's going to reboot Spawn for 20 years. Yep. So, pardon me, I've been hearing it too long. It's hard. I'm not falling for that. I say if they do it, then good luck or whatever. But it's just like, come on, I can't co-sign in that anymore. This has been, of course, I would know because I've been connected to Spawn for a long time. So I'm like, not this again. So I will. It'll be great if that happens. But I don't know. It's hard for me to take it serious.
All right. For my fans at home, everybody go check out Assault on VA-33, arriving in select theaters April 2 and on demand and on digital April 6. Michael, it's always a pleasure talking with you. Thank you. Congratulations.